What's up, everybody? Chris Mindfulness here with the intention of dissolving the collective ego. And I want to give you guys a pointer on how you can make peace with complicated people you don't get along with, such as your enemies, haters, people you can't stand. And not only will I give you a pointer, but I will help you figure out some realizations for yourself. And I've been an expert at this because I've been practicing it for years, and it works like a charm. And what I want to talk about is called non-reactivity. Non-reactivity is you become unreactive to the person arguing or complaining with you. Everything they say or do, you just allow them to be. You allow them to say what they want to say and do what they want to do. It doesn't mean that you don't have to respond to them. You can still respond to them, but the thing is, you're responding to them without any emotional reactions, without any triggers coming from you. And when you become non-reactive, meaning you don't cling to their energy, you in actuality, you're giving them freedom. You give them space to breathe. You're allowing them to be who they truly are. This is giving them freedom. This is love. What often happens when you don't react to another person's complaints or negativity is you help them dissolve their own negativity. By you being at peace, they'll eventually say everything they need to say, and the energy behind their negativity, it runs out, runs its course. And I do this all the time with people I come in contact with, and it works like a charm. Once you learn non-reactivity, just try it out next time once the situation happens, and absorb how someone you're talking to will go from negativity to all of a sudden bringing peace to the moment, putting them at ease. Whether they are conscious of it or not, they will feel it. I have witnessed this over and over for years. So non-reactivity, how can you become non-reactive? How can you learn to become non-reactive? Is learning to be present in the moment, learning to be here and now, develop awareness. You can do this through meditation or just practicing, just being present in the moment, being the witness of all your thoughts and emotions, practicing silencing your mind. And this is important. Why? Because how do most people go about a conversation? Most people, when they're in a conversation, they don't really listen with the intent to understand the other person. They listen with the intent to reply. And when you listen with the intent to reply, you'll be listening to the other person talking, and while they're talking, your mind is already thinking of ways to respond. And this is why most people, they have trouble understanding other people, because they're too busy thinking about how they can help the other person. They're thinking about how they can respond while the other person is speaking, not even paying attention to the word the other person is saying, because they're so stuck in their mind about what they're going to say next. So if you want to learn to listen with the intent to understand, then you need to learn non-reactivity by silencing the mind. Silence your thoughts, not allowing your emotions to get in the way, just being fully present with the person while they talk. This is being one with them. Being one with them is true love. And if you feel offended or criticized by them, you get your feelings hurt. This is the hard part now. You need to remain non-reactive. Absorb what negative emotions in you get triggered. If you feel offended, that means there's something about you that you have not accepted, that you have not yet owned about yourself. It's not you who gets offended, it's actually your ego. Your ego has created a self-image of yourself, and it wants things to go in a certain way. And if it doesn't go in a certain way, you get upset. Whether someone gives you a positive reaction or a negative reaction, this is your ego. It becomes inflated or deflated. Getting offended by others means you have a sense of pride which was created by the ego. And if you react or get offended, then that pride gets knocked off its pedestal. Therefore, You have a lot to learn from your enemies. If you react or get offended, then that pride gets knocked off its pedestal. Therefore, you have a lot to learn from your enemies. Pride is created by the ego, and humility is created by the soul. Pride is vulnerable to attack, and being humble is invulnerable to attack. The truly humble, they cannot be humiliated because they're in a complete state of acceptance. I used to think I was so much at peace with myself. I thought I was all enlightened from going out in nature, meditating, listening to nature music. But as soon as I got into situations where people want to argue or complain, my trigger points were set. I discovered my own negativity that I was carrying in myself. But now, I learned to work with myself. I learned non-reactivity, letting people talk, letting them say what they say. And I could feel these negative emotions in me. I would just allow them to be and let them run their course. I have dissolved conflict in every social situation I've been in. And I'm not going to drop any names here for the privacy of this video. But I've been transforming most of my enemies into friends. It just wins so much love and respect to other people just by learning to become non-reactive and letting them be who they truly are. Forgiveness, it happens naturally when you're in a state of non-reactivity. It many times dissolves the ego in other people and brings out their sanity. This is why in the Bible, Jesus said to love and forgive our enemies. When he was crucified on the cross, he said, forgive them, for they know not what they do. He didn't argue and try to shame other people like most people would do. So if you want to learn to love your neighbors and love your enemies, learn and practice non-reaction, non-reactivity. You will create peace on earth, which counterbalances all negativity on the planet. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will know God. Take care, everybody, and God bless your souls.